Hey guys, this is your host Nitin Binhani, and a very warm welcome to my startup podcast channel Jazair Audio, where we share real stories with real learnings.
Today, we're pulling back the curtain on Builder.ai, a UK-based unicorn startup that once stood as a shining beacon of the no-code AI revolution. You might have seen Builder.ai at every major event with flashy booths and $1 million funding tag of Microsoft. But here's the twist. Hype doesn't equal success, as in May 2025, it filed for bankruptcy. Let's dive into the rise and downfall of Builder.ai in 3 parts, followed by the lessons for founders. Part 1. The rise. Builder.ai, previously known as Engineer.ai, was founded by Sachin Dev Dugal in 2012, with offices in London, San Francisco, and Gurgaon, India. The pitch was simple. You don't need to know how to code to build an app. It reflected an AI-powered app builder, where your idea could be converted into a working app without hiring a development team. The startup also faced criticism in 2019 when the Wall Street Journal revealed that it used human engineers rather than AI for most of its coding work. Nevertheless, Builder.ai emerged as a star in the fast-growing no-code development space, promising to democratize software creation for non-tech entrepreneurs, small businesses, etc. People loved the idea, but investors loved it more. In 2023, Builder.ai raised more than $500 million from big-shot investors like Microsoft and the Qatari Investment Authority, with a valuation of over $1 billion, officially becoming a unicorn. It went global fast with the presence in 4 regions, namely UK, US, India, and UAE. Sleek branding, premier booths, and prime speaking slots, Builder.ai wasn't just building apps, it was building a strong brand for itself, except that it missed building a sustainable financial model. Part 2. The cracks beneath the surface. Builder.ai's fall wasn't a sudden thunderclap, it was slow and systematic. Here's what really went wrong. A. Financial mismanagement. Rapid expansion outpaced revenue. The startup wasn't making enough revenue to support the scale. Burn rate exceeded growth rate, which wasn't sustainable in the long term. B. Monetization gaps. Builder.ai struggled, turning free users into paying customers. It scaled up too quickly and unsustainably by opening global offices, hiring fast, and spending a lot on marketing. However, the revenue always fell short to cover those costs. C. Tough competition. No-code wasn't a secret weapon anymore. Rivals like Bubble, OutSystems, and Glide were quickly catching up and outdoing Builder.ai. Differentiation faded as Builder.ai was no longer unique as it used to be once. D. Overhyped valuation. Being a unicorn is great until you need to justify that billion-dollar tag. Builder.ai was under pressure to perform, to keep scaling, and pressure like that can make founders take shortcuts, skip over problems, or prioritize vanity metrics instead of value creation. E. Funding winter. Since late 2023, the ecosystem saw a sharp decline in tech funding. Investors were holding their wallets tighter, and Builder.ai was deeply reliant on investors like Microsoft. However, when the follow-on funding dried up, there was no plan B. Part 3. From unicorn to insolvency. Here's where the downfall began to unravel. A. Financial fog. Internal audits revealed overstated revenue figures. Their 2023 numbers had to be restated down to $140 million. They had to cut 2024 projections by 25%, almost a red flag on fire. B. The founder left. When things got messy, in March 2025, the founder Sachin unexpectedly stepped down as CEO, promising a new chapter for Builder.ai. He was replaced by Manpreet Rathia, a managing partner at Singapore-based Jungle Ventures, which had previously invested in the startup. Although this turned out to be good, Razzia informed investors the Builder.ai's planned turnaround had been on track with $7 million in new bookings ready for contract execution. Operating expenses had nearly halved to $21 million per quarter. Cash burn, excluding one-offs, had halved to $16 million, and the startup had even achieved 74% of its Q2 revenue target. Alas, the lenders didn't take that into account. See, huge bills and debt drama. Builder.ai owed $85 million to AWS and $30 million to Microsoft for cloud services. That's $115 million in cloud bills alone. On top of that, they took a $50 million debt line from Viola Credit, which turned catastrophic when $37 million in cash reserves were seized. D. Running out of cash. Despite having operations in 4 major regions, by March 2025, Builder.ai only had $7 million left in the bank. For a global startup with hundreds of employees, that's barely enough to stay alive. Layoffs. And then came the layoffs. Over 35% of the workforce was let go. Many employees learned about it through the press, not from their managers. That tells you a lot about the internal chaos. Eventually, it fell to Razzia to inform employees during a May 20th call that Builder.ai was filing for bankruptcy as funds abruptly ran out. In a leaked investor update, Razzia shared, the lenders, possibly hinting to Viola Credit, cited technical covenant breaches, swept over $40 million in cash from our accounts, and restricted all access to funds, effectively shutting down our ability to operate. Builder.ai's collapse sent shockwaves through the startup community, and it should. Because behind every shiny brand campaign and every AI buzzword lies a simple truth: business fundamentals matter more than the hype. Finally, lessons for the founders. So here's what founders can take away from this story. 1. Looking big isn't the same as being strong. Nice booths, global offices, and cool branding mean nothing if your business model doesn't work. Aggressive expansion without matching revenues is a ticking bomb. Measure your burn and tie it to actual, scalable returns. 2. Be real about your numbers. If you're inflating metrics for the next funding round, you're setting yourself up for disaster. The restated revenues at Builder.ai weren't just embarrassing, they eroded trust. Be transparent with your team, your investors, and yourself. 3. Build real customer love. Before you chase growth, chase value. Solve a real problem and focus on delighting early adopters. Retention is a lot more valuable than press coverages. Sustainable growth comes from solving a problem deeply, not marketing it loudly. 4. Don't rely on just one backer. Being backed by Microsoft gave Builder.ai clout, but it also created dependency. Never put your survival in the hands of a single partner or investor. Diversify. You need a mix of investors, revenue, and strategies. 5. Transparency matters. When employees find out about layoffs or collapse from the media, you've lost the plot. Build a culture where bad news can travel just as freely as good. Builder.ai's story is harsh, but a valuable reminder that hype doesn't build a healthy startup, fundamentals do. It's tempting to chase unicorn status, throw splashy events, and ride AI trends. But building a real startup takes more than buzz. It takes patience, clarity, honesty, and solid financials to sustain. As you scale your startup, remember, speed can thrill, but it can also kill. Folks, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Join us next time as we continue exploring the dynamic world of startups and the valuable lessons from their journeys.